Trying again now, Jerry, but no, it's not cooperating. Okay, my tablet's hooked up to the internet. Trying without being on Wi-Fi now. I don't know if this is working or not. This is just embarrassing. I feel like I should just give up tonight. I don't know what the hell is going on. Everything sucks. My internet sucks. Sort of back. Spinning. Of course it's spinning. I can't even get my tablet to do this. My iPad's not connecting. What I'm ready to do is start throwing shit against the wall. It's good now? Is it? Okay. I'll just leave it. I don't know what the fuck. I hate my internet though. That's for sure. Had a few viewers and they probably just gave up. They're just like, fuck this guy's channel sucks. So, I think where I'm at now, I'm gonna take a blow dryer to this guy and get it kind of warm and soft so that it conforms to the bottom piece a little better. Problem with that though is it's probably gonna, well, I guess if it cools in place, it's fine while I'm holding it down. My internet is a fucking embarrassment. I blame Spectrum Internet for all of my connection issues. So, fuck Spectrum. If my channel was monetized, I'd be telling them, hey, you guys owe me money. Alright, this might be annoying. Oh, I gotta turn this fan off. How's my audio, Jerry? My phone says I'm connected, so I should be alright. I mean, to be fair, my router and modem are upstairs, so the signal has to travel around corners and through walls and shit. It's really unreliable. I mean, ideally, I would have an Ethernet cable coming down here um, with a pod hooked up to it, so I had a direct signal, which I do not have now. Um, I could do that myself, but I don't want to. I'd rather pay the company that I have to do it to come down and do that. You know, like come down here, you fucking run, hide a cable along the walls and shit, and make it come down into the garage and hook it up to a pod so I have a fucking decent signal for my channel. This is bullshit. So I gotta just warm this part up really good so that it's kind of soft. I have a repeater. I'll show you what I got down here. It's not fucking ideal, but there's my little repeater thing. Yeah, I mean, I would have a wire running, downstairs and then along the wall, and then have it fucking poke through there, run along here, and just be. Ugh, my gimbal's fucking with me. I would, it's got plugs back here. There, you know. I would just run an Ethernet cable directly in, but you know, I want to have it done professionally so that, you know, they don't see the fucking wire. They meaning, the HOA and all that shit. They're not gonna want to see a wire running around. It's a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, trust me, I wish. I wish. But that's how, that's the situation I am in. If I could ever talk my wife into, my wife and her parents, if I could ever talk them, and I'm about ready to fucking just call it a night here. Can't seem to get this shit working right. And if I keep trying to, I'm just gonna get really angry and frustrated. I'll probably break something. That fucking pod. The internet pod would be the first thing I break. Then of course Spectrum won't fucking give me a replacement or something. They'll be like, it's money. Okay, well I guess that bottle of glue's done. I'm gonna need more. Is it back good and solid now? Because I just turned Wi-Fi off. Well, if everyone can hear me, I apologize for my technical difficulties that we are all suffering with. It's my fault. It's Spectrum's fault. See, if I had my studio upstairs, this wouldn't be a problem. but I can't be having all these fucking fumes and everything around my wife, because she would not like that. Can't really blame her. Back and clear. Thank you, Jennifer. Until it's not. Uh, feel like, I wonder if I have a clamp. I can just fucking clamp onto that for a minute. If it'll reach. Just need to get this one side clamped down pretty good here. Thanks for trying with me tonight at least. No, that's not gonna work. Do I have a board? What do I have I could fucking use? I tell you. So how are you guys doing tonight? If you can hear me now, still. How are you, Jennifer? How was your day? Yeah, it does look fuzzy. I'm looking at it on my pad here. I mean, it's there, but it's garbage. That's with my Wi-Fi hooked back up again. Glad to hear you're good. I haven't been drinking it all lately, but fuck, I kind of want a fucking beer tonight with this bullshit. All I wanted to do was live stream for an hour. That's all I wanted to do. Like an hour, 2 hours maybe. Get some shit done. But no. No, Ron, you can't fucking do that. We can't allow that. And let's face it, I'm not going to retire off this channel, that's for sure. I'm not ground affected or boy hobby time. Much love to those people. But yeah. What'd you do today, Jerry? Jennifer, what'd you guys do today? Work? Were you adulting? Oh, am I frozen again? Oh, looks okay. Well, it's frozen on my end. Work, that's about it. Or my iPad's fucking frozen. Jennifer, you worked on your house. That's cool. I would have loved to just work on my house all day. That would have been awesome. We got a new kitten. He's awesome. Okay, so my tablet is frozen. I guess I can try and refresh my iPad here. We've got 2 faithful viewers. They're the only ones that stuck around. Oh, it says my iPad's offline. Oh, wait, now I'm back online. Good God. It's probably because my wife's upstairs watching her shows and stuff. Just gobbling up all the bandwidth. Okay. It's probably just my iPad because my iPad's hooked up to the internet and yeah. Just not my day to day about this kind of bullshit. All right. I kind of just want to. I don't know what I fucking kind of want to do. I think my internet issues like killed my fucking inspiration with this piece tonight. I do have something else I can work on that I can actually paint, which would be fun. But I'm not going to give up yet. Because the other thing I have is not Star Wars related. Got some shit to clean out here. There we go. Well, I mean, I guess I could start with this. I have some Funk Recall putty, and it's getting down to the tail end of that shit, so I think I'll use that for now. And we'll seal up a couple of gaps. What do I need a paintbrush for? I don't need a fucking paintbrush. Need some alcohol. So I've got Funk Recall. We're going to use that up. And then I've got some green stuff somewhere. Oh yeah, here it is. Got some of this shit. And then I got all kinds of fun gap filling shit. I got this stuff, which is made for swimming pools, but it molds like clay. So I've never tried this for gap sealing before, so I'm going to be trying some of that too. I doubt we're going to get there tonight. But I've got, well, let's just fucking start with this Funk Recall shit. You guys see that okay? Is it? Yeah, it looks like it's in the frame. So I got this big giant gap right here. I think I'll just start with that. I don't think the base has really got any more to settle into. I mean, it's glued on. It's about as good as it's gonna get. I've got this side. Could probably seal that up with some resin, but I'm feeling like, if I push down up here, it's just gonna crack and make the gaps even worse. So I figure I'll just leave it where it is now. You've never used any of those? What's your favorite gap sealing product? I really do like Funk Recall. This is good stuff. It's a UV resin putty shit. And you just, it's kind of goopy. You get it sculpted. You fill in your gap with this stuff, and then you develop it with your little light pen dude. And I like to use a little bit of alcohol on one of these little rubber tip Sculpey guys, and then I'll kind of smooth it out like so. Use that to feather it. I've got a bunch of different sculpting tools that I'll use with it. But it works pretty well. I do like this stuff. And then the green stuff. Okay, yeah, the green stuff is basically an epoxy sculpt. This is really popular in modeling. I'd used it for years with cars and shit like that. Um, the blue, I think it's more blue, less yellow. Gets you a less sticky, softer thing, and you know you can just roll it into a snake and then put it along your gap, and then you've got some time to work with it. That's one thing I like about this stuff is you can take all the time you need to work with it as long as you're not playing with it in the sun. Because it's not going to harden until you get some UV light on it. It's very pliable. You can see how that's going on there now. I'm not really super worried about pretty at this moment because I will be I'm going to be going over this whole thing with like um, terrain shit. Like little rocks and there's little rocks and stuff all over this. So I've got a lot of room to play as far as how I want it to work out. I can be a little rough with it. I'm not trying to fucking sculpt perfect shit here. You use epoxy sculpt and you have same silicone sculpting tools. Yeah, they're super common. They work. I found that with this particular product, the Fun Creek Hall, you want to get a little bit of water or alcohol. Otherwise, it can tend to stick. It'll stick to the shit, the Fun Creek Hall. A little bit of alcohol kind of helps spread it out a little bit so you can feather it a little nicer. Can you see that okay, what I'm working on? I actually have an armature I can use. Let's do that. Bringing it a little closer so you'll be able to see what I'm doing here. Because that's a little far away. Come here. All right, this will be better. There we go. A little better, I think. Shift my light. Cool. Nope. That didn't work out so well. Jumped right out of there. Like, fuck you. Like I said, I'm not trying to be stupid pretty with this stuff. It can be a little rough. I'm going to be going over this with terrain and other fun shit. But it'll pretty well be invisible by the time I'm done with it. If you don't know it's there, you won't know it's there. I'll know it's there. Nobody else will. Cool. I think I think I'm pretty happy with how that's looking. I'll probably be taking like Dremel bits and fucking around with it once I get primer on it. That's when you can see, once you get the primer down, that's when you can really see anything you need to fix, whatever's not pleasing to your eye. Um, but this Funk Recall is really good stuff. I do like it. It's not perfect for all applications, of course, but it does work. And no, I'm not sponsored by these guys for anybody who might ask. I'm sure you and Jerry know. I am not sponsored content as of yet. If anybody wants to sponsor me, though, I'm here. I will. If I like your product, I'm here. If I don't like your product, I'll fucking tell you. I guarantee you that. And yeah, this stuff is kind of sticky. Um, you do kind of want. Sometimes I'll even put some on my fingertips just to keep it from sticking. And then I can kind of feather it with my fingers as well. And then you'll just use your sculpting tool or whatever to do whatever. Okay, I think that's a footprint right there. I gotta make sure. Is that the back foot? Where's my feet? Oh, there they are, up here. That's one thing I like. This shit doesn't set right away. This one. So you put like, you want to get a little bit of alcohol on there so it doesn't stick to it. And then fix it into the position you want it in. Or however it's going to sit. This is going to be the funkiest part. Is around the feet, because I'm going to have to sculpt up a little bit. Use the ball end here to give it a little extra texture to blend it in with. Okay. I think I'm good with that. And let's see. Now, this stuff hardens once you develop it. It's harder than the resin, pretty much. Where's that foot again? Ugh. Right there. And this stuff literally turns rock solid. How flexible can you heat parts to, or would it do damage to the piece? Um, as far as heating parts, what do you mean? Like how flexible is the resin to where it'll break at a certain point? I guess you'd be basically describing tensile strength. Tensile strength. There we go. So, yeah. So now that's hard as a rock now. I mean, you can bang on that pretty good, and it ain't going anywhere. Um, if I'm understanding your question correctly, resin's pretty flexible when you heat it up, especially the standard. I've found um, it you can fuck around with it quite a bit before it'll break. Yeah, I mean, I could. I'm trying to avoid doing that. I'm. I mean, where she's at now, her feet are pretty good. Like, I don't really have a lot to mess with. There's this spot here. Um, and I suppose I probably could heat that up enough to where her toe would bend down onto the surface. Same with here. Um, but I don't know if the risk is worth the reward so much as just building up some terrain. I could even I if I really wanted to do it quick and simple, I could just smash some bush, like a little bush sticking out here like she stepped on it, which is actually kind of a nice thought. That would add a little extra life to the scene, I think, by having some foliage, like she crushed a plant, having some foliage coming out of here. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll get to that when we get there. I could even do that around a lot of the toes instead of like having to do stuff like this. Like, I could. There's a lot you can do. But that's a great question. In my particular case, what I'm feeling here, I don't feel like I need to. Um, I don't think I need to flex. At least not yet. I hope not. I like that idea though. That's a great question and a great idea that I may end up revisiting. I don't like this cup for alcohol. I need a wider cup that isn't going to fucking fall over every time I move it. All right. Ask and you shall receive. That's a little more stable. Okay, where to next? I guess we're just going to keep working on this front piece. So we'll re-angle the camera. You still with us here, Jerry? Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad idea, Jen. I might even just try that just for fun while I got you here. We could we could fuck around and find out. I mean, that's part of what this channel is all about. I love getting ideas from other people. I love being able to provide people with ideas, and I like that idea. I think that was a great question, and it's something we could explore. I'm not opposed to that. And hey, if you can get me to experiment on it instead of you fucking up one of your projects, even better, right? Oh, well, at least my channel is chip eating worthy. That's cool. I want some chips. I could go for a soda right now. Some cherry 7 Up or something. I'm not a big soda drinker, but so Jerry, I might have missed your answer earlier. How's our Batman doing? Your big print you're working on for your boy. That's good. I'm not a big soda drinker, but since I've pretty much stopped drinking, I think my body's just naturally craving like carbonated beverages with sugar in them because I'm not drinking the sugar. My body's not turning alcohol into sugar anymore. Yeah, I don't blame you on that, Jennifer. So you said you worked on your house today. I'm assuming you own your own place. Why don't you get a printer? You make the big bucks. Just get a printer. Just get one. After I harden this up, though, I think I'm going to try your idea and see what happens. We'll find out together. And if I fuck it up, yes, I can just print another piece. You're going to buy a printer when you get home, Jennifer? If I read that correct, I'm super excited for you. You're not home right now. Well, where the hell are you? Hopefully you're out having a good time, fucking partying, watching my channel and partying. Oh, when you get the room. Sorry, I had to get my glasses on and read that again. Yeah, you don't have the space. Okay, that's looking pretty good. What do you have a nice big yard or something? Maybe you could buy yourself like a little tough shed and hook up electricity and all that shit to it and put a printer in it. Yeah? No? Yeah? I'm just thinking of the ways. This is the way. A little bit more of a gap up here. Yeah, I know the feeling. I would assume you would have a studio just because, yeah. I can't argue with it. I mean, like my that was a big ass fucking cricket run cruising across my floor. You could probably hear him in the background too. Cruise, dude. Go fucking make more crickets. Um, I mean, 99, 95% of my entire studio here in my garage is all fucking printing stuff. All the shit that I need for my uh, printers. Um, and then I've just got this little workbench for my painting. I guess I don't really need a hell of a lot of room for painting. All right, I like the way this is looking, so let's go ahead and. Oh, one thing, make sure this is your little Fun Creek call. If you ever use this stuff, and I do recommend it, um, put the lid on it or somewhere where it's not going to get light on it, because that can ruin your day. Shit is not cheap. That's the other thing I don't really like about it is it's pretty expensive for how small of a quantity you get. But I will say this for it is that it does go a long way. As you can see, I haven't really used much at all, and I've already gotten these two big gaps pretty much filled in nicely. Doesn't look like much on camera. It looks like there's still a gap and shit there. But once I get paint over this, you know, it'll tell me if anything else needs to be filled in or not. Okay, let's have some fun. Let's experiment. I mean, I'm having fun finally, but let's do Jen's experiment. I'm really curious about that. Um, I think that was a great idea, and I want to explore that a little bit. So I'm gonna angle this camera up. And I've got fuck tons of resin right now, so I really couldn't care less if something fucks up. I'm trying to think about. Oh, duh, my tripods or my armature is hooked up, so I can just move my table anywhere I want. So we're gonna cruise it over a little bit. That way I'm a little closer to the hair dryer. Where'd that leg go? Here we go. So I think the object is going to be getting this whole portion of the. I think we want to concentrate the heat on like this center portion of the foot. Get like this whole area warmed up. That way it kind of bends down and conforms into this had here. This toe's looking okay. And then I have obviously these drain holes here. Those are going to be filled in with resin as well, or UV putty. Um, so yeah, let's get this. Let's try to get this softened up here and see what happens. Bear with the noise. I'm going to angle the camera up a little better. Give us some distance so we can see better. Are you excited, Jen? Get to find this out? I liked your question. I'm curious. Me too. A heat gun would probably be faster, but I think this is a little more of a careful way to do it. Oh, we were talking at the same time, Jerry. Yeah. I have a heat gun. I just don't want to bother pulling it out right now, so this will just be the next best thing. Well, Jerry, I am going to be the risk taker here for all of us. Okay, it's already got a little flex to it. All right. A heat gun would melt it. I mean, this could melt it too. This fucker gets hot, but um, yeah, you just want to be, you got to keep testing it. But here we go. Let's see what happens. Ugh. Oh yeah, we're getting very flexy. Did you see that? All right, let's see where we're at here. Oh yeah, holy shit. Okay. Oh, look at that. Jen, I think I'm going to be sending you a Christmas present. Okay, now one great thing about this blow dryer is it has a cooling button on it. So, right on, Jerry. I'll be here. Yeah, Jen, I think we have a successful holy fuck. I'm impressed. That really that made a big fucking difference. Wow. And you can see they have the terrain curled over the toe already, and it actually fits in there now. Holy shit. Well, Jen, I owe you a big thank you for that. If it wasn't for you asking that question, I don't think I would. I don't know that I would have risked that. I was thinking about all kinds of other stupid, crazy shit, and that was a wonderful success. Yeah, very nice. I'm quite happy with the results. So thank you. Thank you very much. Well, I guess I know what I'm gonna do now, and shit doesn't fit with the rest of this fucking model. I'll just fucking melt it. That worked out crazy good. I'm very pleased with that. Now there's some gaps back here in these toes. Fuck. You know, I feel like I should just leave that in place now. It fits so much better. I should just let it cool off in that position. Oh, I got another idea. Super cool, super fast. A little bit of compressed air. Upside down. I can do this right. Oh, wrong can. Dumbass. There we go. That air comes out super cool, so yeah. No, it's not flexy anymore. Okay. Fuck, that fits so much better now. Damn. All right. Good on you, Jen. Much appreciated, love. That makes me quite happy. How did that go? There, like that. That is wild. It fits in there so nicely now. It's still a little flexible, but okay. I'm happy. Now, another thing I was thinking I could play with tonight was I've got some texture rollers. Need more hands. I know. I have more hands. They're upstairs, but she doesn't want to take part in this shit that I'm doing. So I need to put a bead of putty along here. And then I've got this bad boy. So putty and then roll that along and match the scales. I think it'll match close enough. We could try that. But that kind of goes against my edict of concentrating on only the base. I got to get this base worked out. I got to close up all this shit, and we'll get to the body of the boga later. So these are just some support remnants. They gotta cut off. I don't really have any rhyme or reason to how or when I'm going to attack certain parts of the model. It's just like when I see something, I'm gonna just work on it. Something this big and uh, arduous, I guess is what I'm looking for. Uh, you just don't really need a fucking plan. You just start. You just start. You just attack what you're going to attack and get at it. And I got this big gap along here. That's kind of bugging me. I feel like that would be fun to play with right now. And then I've got all this too. I mean, I definitely have my work cut out for me here. But yeah, let's use up some more. I'm gonna burn through this can tonight, at least. Oh, I do need more hands. I need music, is what I need. Fuck it. Turning on music. Need music. And by the way, thank you again for putting up with my technical difficulties tonight and joining me on the live stream. I totally appreciate it. It's so much better than when I try to do a live stream and it's just dead. And then I gotta sit here and like talk to myself and explain shit as I'm going along. So I appreciate you, Jen and Jerry. You guys are like my number one fans. Music, yay! I don't like that song though. I mean, I do like that song. I'm just not in the mood for it right now. That's a cool song. I do not own the rights to any of the music you are hearing, YouTube. So hopefully I'm not fucking up any copyright infringement bullshit. This is a band called Owen though, and they're awesome. I like them. It's a band called Owen, and it's the lead singer from another band called American Football that I happen to also really enjoy. So if you like what you hear, please support their music by going out and buying a record, giving American Football and Owen a free plug. But again, I don't own the rights to this music, so hopefully I don't lose my YouTube channel. Um, Hopefully that disclaimer works. I'm pretty good so far at picking music though that is okay in this country, and the band or whoever. Most of the stuff I listen to is pretty obscure, so they're just like, "Hey, we're just stoked to hear our shit on your channel, man. Thanks." I mean, I'm hoping that's how they would feel. Okay, that looks good. So, anyways, back to the music. So these bigger gaps right here, this kind of shit, that's where I'm going to be using like the AB epoxy putty. But the smaller stuff like this shit, I'm going to just use up this UV putty that I have left. I need to order some more actually. I do like this shit. cool. Okay. Blinded. All right. Let's see what I got up here. Okay. So another thing I found that I like with this stuff, so you can take shit like this talus. Um, I don't have fingernails, obviously. I don't chew them, but I do pick them. It's my little nervous habit. But you can take this stuff and obviously before you develop it, some people aren't as anal and crazy about this shit as I am, um, which is totally understandable. But you can take these little pieces of rock, stick them in there, and that can kind of like further break up. Obviously, you're going to want to spread them out in other little spots here and there to kind of break up the terrain, but they'll kind of blend into these parts of the terrain naturally anyways. And then pour this excess back in the bag. Set that aside. You just get them pushed in there pretty good, though. As the stuff hardens, it hardens with those little pebbles in there. And they're not, they're pretty much not going anywhere. Obviously, when you put some paint over it, kind of holds them in place even better. It's a fun little terrain fix, you know, for gaps. Ultimately, I'm going to be going through and cleaning up all these gaps even more by adding terrain and probably some Sculpt-A-Mold, terrain paste, Sculpt-A-Mold. I've got a bunch of different shit. See, I have this other stuff that I've been wanting to try out, and I'm not sure about it. A friend of mine told me about it. Maybe we can play with that here too. I'm kind of all about experimenting as I go along with this. Ain't gonna lie, I've never worked on a piece this large. Most of the stuff I have to do is pretty small. But I've got all kinds of fun shit to play with. Let's see here. I have this other UV putty that's pretty dope. Then I've got wood filler. What the hell was I looking for? Oh yeah. ADD much? Okay. So I heard a friend of mine in Germany turned me on to this Dark Earth diorama stuff by AK. I've heard of AK before, but I've never used any of their products. And I'm curious to see what this stuff looks like. Oh, that's interesting. So it's like a fucking mud. I'm assuming you have to stir this up or something. It is basically a mud. I'm going to be painting over all this anyway, so I don't really care what it looks like going on or what color it is. I'm looking for texture. I'm just using what's right on the lid cover. Totally feels like mud. Huh. Okay, so it's like paint with sand in it. Huh. Okay. That's kind of cool. Could probably use an old brush to put that on. Yeah, it's totally just like paint with sand mixed into it. Interesting. Feels like real dirt. I like it. Okay. Let's find a shitty old paintbrush that we can fuck around with. It basically is texture paint. That's all it is. I need to stir this up. Well, I'll just use what's on the lid first. I haven't done anything so large that I really needed stuff like this. So when I got into this model, I was just like, well, I got all kinds of shit to play around with. I'm kind of like just been fucking with whatever somebody turns me on to. Stipple's nice. Just the fact you can stipple with it, feather it out that way, makes it pretty sweet. It's like it dries pretty quick too. Yeah, I like this. So far, this is nice. I can get a lot of work done quick with this shit. And probably just a little bit of water on the brush to feather it and thin it out. Good suggestion, Marcel. Thank you, sir. Marcel is another one of my subscribers all the way out in Germany. Super nice guy. We've kind of become friends. Not kind of. We've become friends through this little journey I'm going on with all you guys. We talk back and forth throughout the day about different shit. Actually works really nice. I'm digging this stuff. Yeah, I mean, the parts that it doesn't match with the model's texture, it's just adding more realism to it, really. Um, I didn't want this piece to be too cartoonish looking or anything like that, anyways. And I had planned on adding like texture paste and paint. Um, what do you call it? What's what's the name of the shit I'm looking for? Fuck. God damn it. Sculpt-A-Mold. Sculpt-A-Mold, which is Boylai Hobby uses it all the time. Um, it kind of adds texture and fills gaps all at the same time. That's really what I wanted to do here. And add texture and shit. I mean, I kind of planned on adding a lot of texture to this anyways, just because the terrain is pretty plastic looking. But it is well sculpted. So by kind of thinly spreading this around here and there and blending everything and letting it dry, I think it's really going to give the model it's going to give the terrain at least the look I'm really wanting to go for. I'm really enjoying the way this stuff works. Probably not the best thing to fill gaps with, but I'm in an experimental phase right now, so I don't really care. I imagine when it's dry, it'll look just fine. I mean, how does it look on your end? I mean, it looks to me like it's filling in everything really nicely. Some smaller gaps up here I can use it for. What I'm really curious about is to see how it looks once it's dry. I love how nicely it feathers out. I'll say this for it too. It definitely goes a long way. I've only been using what was stuck to this lid here, and I've accomplished quite a bit with it already. And fuck it really hides those gaps, especially these smaller ones. It hides them really well. Mind you, I'm going to be putting primer over this whole thing too. So once once the primer goes on, all that terrain and everything's just going to blend right in, because I'm going to be going over this with paint and all that anyways. This isn't the final color, obviously. No, it's not paint. I mean, okay, Jerry just got back. Sorry, Jerry. Um, so what I'm using right now is AK Dark Earth acrylic diorama. It's a texture paint, basically. Um, I used up most of the Funk Recall stuff, and so what I've been doing, so I did a little gap fill here and added some terrain, some rocks there, and then I remembered I had this stuff that my friend Marcel, who's another subscriber, turned me on to this stuff by AK, and so I'm using it to fill in some of these smaller gaps we have around the model, around the base, and it it basically feels like you went out in your garden and gathered up some really fine mud or dust or something and added fucking brown paint to it. But holy shit, it works really well. I'm very pleased with how it is. Gonna get my, I gotta get my iPad elevated here. I'm really pleased with how it's filling in these gaps. Let's see if I can get to a spot where, I mean, I got a lot more I can do with this. Let's work on this little area back here. If we can bring this a little closer. So this whole seam right here, I need, I definitely need to stir this shit up a little bit. Where's? I guess I could just use a stir stick. Fuck tons of stir sticks. Yeah, I mean, it just looks like really fine fucking garden mud. This stuff's cool. Marcel, if you're watching this later, well, I'm gonna thank you later anyways, but yeah, thanks for this tip, dude. And you can feel it's got, it's grungy. It just feels like a mud bath mud or some shit. It's cool stuff. I was telling Jen here that I'm curious to see what it looks like when it dries. Real easy to clean off a paintbrush. I like that. That's the other part about this that I like is that just comes off clean with a paintbrush. Yeah, I mean the parts even that it doesn't. Jen kind of mentioned that too. If she asked if it matched the terrain, I'm like, well, I mean it doesn't necessarily match the terrain in that it's plastic looking or resiny looking, but just by spreading it out a little bit here and there, it's it's adding to the terrain, and I think it's actually making it fucking look better. And you can just kind of you can feather it out really nice and blend it, and then the gap is just gone. Well, if this, fuck, man, I am sold. I'm gonna buy stock in this shit. God, I mean, this is just wiping out that gap like nothing. And like I said, I really like that it adds to the terrain. Doesn't look so 3D printed anymore. It's got a more realistic stony texture to it. I was mentioning to Jen too, I'm going to be primering over this whole thing anyways too, so and then painting it. So that'll further make the any gaps and shit disappear. I just like that it's very natural. It stipples on nicely too, you can just kind of stipple it for feathering. Dude, I am sold on this shit. I guess a lot of guys in the miniature world use this stuff on their miniatures. That's what Marcel was saying. And you just add a little bit of water to it and you can spread it out even further. Dude, I really, really like this stuff. Cool, 2 neat discoveries tonight. Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Marcel. And thank you, Jerry. Fuck. It is giving a very nice natural look. Yeah, I agree, Jen. Like anything that makes it more realistic, like I'm all about it. And this is just looking really fucking nice now. God, I got way more work done on this tonight than I was expecting to because of this stuff. Oh, way more work. Like I was not expecting to get this much done tonight. And that gives me a lot of that gives me some positive thought about getting the base done so that I can start working on Boga. Yeah, I'm totally sold on this shit. This stuff is fucking amazing. Plenty, bro. I appreciate you just fucking being here, man. Thank you. Means a lot to me. The fact that you guys are taking your precious time to hang out with me and watch this crazy bullshit. A little more water in this cup. Was my internet failing again? Big fucking surprise there. Okay, good. Because apparently my, oh, now the TV wants to work again. I mean, I seriously can't believe how much I've already gotten done tonight with this because of this stuff. This shit is a game changer. I love how just a little bit of water on the paintbrush carries it around a lot more, and it spreads that texture out. Like it feathers really nicely into the rest of it. Yeah, I'm really, really fucking happy with that. That's a good question, Jen. I'm wondering the same stuff. I kept mentioning how I'm curious to see what it looks like when it dries, and that's part of why I'm asking. We'll find out because this is the only application I'm doing tonight. After seeing how well this stuff works, this is what I'm going to be filling gaps with for the rest of the evening until my battery dies. It builds up on your brush quite a bit, I've noticed. And you gotta give the brush a rinse every so often. Otherwise your brush starts doing this shit, you know. Which for the stippling is great, you know, when you need to move it around a little more. I'm more or less playing with it to get these gaps sealed up. Yeah, it's like the rocks, the dirt builds up inside your brush, but you just rinse it out. Oh shit, man, you can't even tell that gap was there. Love it. Oh, this stuff is fucking great. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Marcel. It's like the suggestion of the year so far for me. That and Jen's heating up the foot to to get that to match. That was great. Oh, this stuff is so fun. Oops. Sorry for the camera shake. What time is it now? 8 o'clock. All right, I got about a half an hour. Oh, I might have less, actually. My phone's battery is already dying. Ugh. I'm just so impressed with this stuff. This is great shit. 10 out of 10, recommend. Absolutely. I'll show that again for everyone. Dark Earth by AK. AK, if you guys feel like sponsoring a burgeoning YouTube channel, please hit me up. You're, I haven't tried a lot of your other products, but so far I really like this one. It's just awesome. They'd be like, yeah, but could you not cuss so much on your live streams? And then I'd be like, go fuck yourself. Ugh. God, I almost don't even know what else to do. Ugh. I mean, yeah, there's more. Definitely have more. But wow, this stuff makes it go fast. I got this big slope here. I could just gob on a bunch of this shit. Let's just do that. Just gob a bunch on and see how it dries in a couple of days. I probably won't be working on this until the weekend after tonight. Tell you what though, I'm gonna be ordering another can of this stuff. Ooh, I got an idea. While it's wet, oh, you have some of their paint pens? Didn't know they made paint pens. Good to know. I can't even remember the last time I used a paint pen on anything. I used to use paint pens all the time on my skateboard grip tape when I was a wee lad. I still every single skateboard I've ever owned, I paint something on the grip tape. Let's see. Oh yeah, I got some shit in the back here. One of the most underrated rock bands of the 90s. Yeah, doesn't the AK do a lot of military stuff? I feel like I've seen them mostly on like for miniature painters and like military like 1/76 scale model train sets and shit like that. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. I don't know. Okay, here's another foot experiment. Uh, I still haven't cut the fucking key off of this foot. I need to do that. I don't feel like doing it right now. I don't want to deal with it. I'm just gonna keep painting shit. And a model this size, I could easily see going through a whole jar of this shit in a go. I definitely feel like this stuff is making the terrain look even better. Yeah, Jen, I'm gonna have to do the same when I get back upstairs. Now that I've played around with this, I'm like, fuck, what's the rest of their stuff like? This, I mean, this is a great product here. I hope it's not a one-off, like, well, we made this stuff, it's the best we got. Marcel was telling me that I guess it's really hard to get some of the stuff that they sell um, in Europe, well, in Germany where he's at. He seemed shocked when I told him I ordered it and then, had it delivered in like a day. And God, this stuff just made such short work on a lot of these gaps tonight. I mean, I'm still gonna need to use some putty and stuff like that here and there, but a lot of these, even some of these bigger gaps are there's a rough terrain. Huh. Oops. Jen, if you could I mean, if you don't mind, send that link to me on my Instagram. I don't have you on Facebook, do I? No, I don't. Um, if you could send that link to me on Instagram, that would be sick. So I could check that out when I get upstairs. I might even mix the two of them, use a little bit of rough terrain with some of this. Ooh, let's see. Oop, sorry. I'm putting this stuff to the test on some of this shit. Just like even these bigger gaps. Just kind of gooping it in there. And it's working out well so far. I think the true test is going to be to see how it dries on, you know, in the next couple of days, because I am putting this stuff on pretty thick in some places, so I'm assuming going to take a couple of days to really fully dry and cure. Yeah, the snow. I've heard their snow is really really good. I have heard that. I've seen. I think I've seen some other YouTubers use their snow on stuff. I'm just so thoroughly impressed with this stuff so far, though. So, like, here's an area right here I'm gonna need to put some putty in, and then obviously these holes. But from where I was thinking tonight, I feel like this stuff has saved me fucking hours, honestly. It's like you just it's like you just paint the gap away. I mean, obviously, it's not going to work for all gaps, if you're painting a figure or something like that. But for for terrain, it's just fucking amazing. I'm very, very impressed with this. Like this rock face right here. Uh, I'm pushing this stuff. Like I want it to like work, get into these big gaps, fill them in. I think once it loses its surface tension, it should sent it. Thank you, Jen. Appreciate you. I'm noticing like stippling really works well for feathering it out. Like you don't want to stroke it, because then it's gonna. Don't turn that into a dirty joke, Jerry. Um, it leaves the stroke marks. So when you stipple it, it kind of brings the texture out. And yeah, just adding a little bit of water to it and spreading it around. Just really helps it blend nice. So I don't care if it leaves a little gap in there. Like it just looks natural. You can like you totally can't fucking tell there was a gap there at all. At all. So this is that first area that I was playing around with. And it's drying up nice. I mean, let's be honest, you could pretty much go out in your yard and make this stuff with some brown paint and a bunch of dirt. But who wants to do that when you can just fucking order it and it comes already made and not get dirty? Don't get me wrong, I like getting dirty. Well, fucking balls, that just. You're about to full send that joke. Yeah, I got a dirty mind too. And I think Jennifer does. I think. Because she giggled. She did giggle. Up 10% battery mode. This is I'm at that point in time where I give everybody my disclaimer. If my feed just fucking cuts and dies, you know why. But I think I'm gonna close it out tonight by letting us marvel at this amazing paint product. I'm gonna finish it off. AK Terrains Dark Earth Diorama. I'm gonna be ordering some more of this shit for sure. I'm so impressed with how it filled in all these gaps. We've got some more gaps to fill here, but holy shit, this cut so much work out of my night. I'm just with all the effort I'm gonna have to put into this base in general. I'm just really, really impressed with this stuff. Like I said, I do have some putty work to do on this gap right here, but I can literally just gob that in there and put some of this terrain over it and it's gone. Yeah, I mean, nobody will ever know it was there. And this piece is already looking I mean, the terrain is just looking already so much more realistic. I mean, it's gonna look so fucking dope when I get all these pipes and metal painted in here, and then get this whole thing primered and painted out the way I want it to be. Like, I'm, I am really stoked on that shit. Lots of fun with that stuff. I keep catching on this little fucking knob over here where my iPad's hooked up. No, I'm not sure that it'll work for something like this. I'm gonna blend these gaps in with. I don't know. I mean, I might. It's got some terrain here, so I think we may be able to fill some gappage with the terrain paste there. Blend it in nice. Add some foliage and some moss and stuff, which I'll be doing all of that before I get to painting on this. Oh, I'm gonna need to order some tubes of paint for this fucking thing. I definitely don't have enough Citadel or anything to go through this. This is gonna take some. It's gonna take some bulk paints to get this all done. But anyways, I'm gonna wrap it up here, you guys. Um, to, Thank you so much for hanging out. I really appreciate your time and all the love. You did giggle. Yeah. Anyhow, yeah. Thank you guys. I really appreciate you hanging out with me tonight. Thanks for sending the link, Jen. Thanks for the suggestion with the foot and softening it up there with the hair with my wife's old hair dryer. Yeah, you have a good one too, girl. Appreciate you. But yeah, as I always like to say, happy 3D printing, happy painting. Much love to you and yours, and have a nice day. Toodles!